This is a sealed ancient magic vase. The woman is cleaning the dirt on the vase, but suddenly a black and red smoke spills out of the vase. As the smoke gathers together, she is scared to the ground. Then the smoke freezes into an ancient black giant. She carefully tries to communicate with the giant, but there is no movement from many languages. Until she speaks ancient Greek, she has a reaction. It turns out that she is an ancient god. As a reward, she can fulfill 3 wishes of the woman. Then she starts to absorb the knowledge inside by hand. Then she puts her hand in front of the computer. She soon learned modern language and lifestyle habits. She asks the woman what her first wish is. This sudden good thing makes the woman a little nervous. She said she hadn't figured it out yet, but she was very curious about the past of the god. So the god transformed into a human-like size and began to tell Gujie about her experience. It turns out that she is the guardian of the ancient Greek queen. Just because she secretly peeped at the queen's secret, she was sealed in a vase by the magician and cursed. Then she was thrown out of the city wall and then carved by an eagle. The eagle crossed the desert and came to a vast sea and threw her down. In this way, she suffered in the sea for more than 2,500 years. Until one day, she was accidentally picked up by a few fishermen. But the old man thought it was a broken stone and threw it away. Someone picked it up and used it as a drug-making tool for a few years. Then the worker picked it up and filled the gap on the city wall. Fortunately, she was stepped on by a girl climbing the city wall. In this way, she was lucky to see the sun again. But after the girl hid the vase under the stone panel, an accident suddenly happened, and she died. In this way, she suffered under the stone panel for hundreds of years, until a fat woman accidentally stepped on the stone panel and released her again. But this fat woman didn't listen to her explanation at all, and thought the god wanted her to be beautiful. Then, she was angry, and threw her back into the sea. In this way, more than 1,000 years passed. She was found by a girl in the belly of a fish. But because the girl's spirit was abnormal, she made a wish when she was crazy and sealed the light god again in a glass bottle. After hundreds of years, she finally fell into the hands of Gu. Gu felt very sympathetic to her experience, so she said her first wish was to make the light god fall in love with her and be her boyfriend. Then the light god really gave Gu a boundless love and became a strong support in her life. But it didn't last long. On this day, Gu found that her house was full of gold and dust. She reached out to pat the light god's shoulder, but she found that her body was gradually dissipating. It turned out that the electromagnetic waves of modern society were too great. The god's body couldn't adapt to the current social environment. So Gu made her second wish. She hoped that the light god could return to her world. As soon as she finished, she sealed her glass bottle and broke it on the spot. The light god finally got the freedom she always wanted. Finally, I would like to ask you a question. If you get the glass bottle, what kind of wish will you make?